Welcome, friend, to Life and Liberty Radio. I'm David Householder, here to encourage your pursuit of happiness. You and I are partners, exploring our shared spiritual journeys. Together, we're dreaming and working for a free society. Tell others today about our adventure in faith and freedom. So breathe in, open your mind, lift up your spirit. Let's get started. Well, here we go again. We just can't seem to mind our own business as a nation. And it seems like we make more enemies than we kill in these military operations all around the world with extremists with which we have no real beef. It's not our fight. There are times where fights are not another person's fight. We don't have to get involved in every conflict on earth. This gets us in so much trouble, and we don't have to do this. But this just in, we just got involved with the French. We've jumped in with their intervention. The French are jumping into the country of Mali, which is sort of between the Sahara and the Maghreb. And it's this poor country where the north is all desert and the south is along some rivers. And oh my goodness, Islamic extremists have taken over the north, where almost nobody lives. There's a city in the north you know about. It's called Timbuktu. So we're going to intervene because of Timbuktu, and we're going to join the French, who have a checkered military history at best. Why would we follow the French into Timbuktu in the middle of Africa, in the middle of nowhere, to settle a fight between extremists in the north, in the desert, and a corrupt military regime in the south? And the corrupt military regime, they just took power last year in a coup where they got rid of the civilian government and took power. They're afraid if the French come in, they're going to restore civil government. And so nobody's for us, the evil dictators or the thugs, the Islamic thugs. People, we've got to stop messing around in other people's business. It's not our fight. Sometimes people have to work these things out. They have to figure it out. They have to understand what it is their country is about. And the truth is there's no such thing as a country of Mali. There just isn't. There's all kinds of tribes, and they're fighting, and they've never liked each other. And the Europeans came into the world and just over a couple of martinis drew lines as to what these countries would be called and where they would be and who's in charge of what, ignoring tribal boundaries, ignoring religious boundaries, ignoring spheres of influence. And we created this problem. And now we intervene to try to fix it. And this doesn't ever end. Now, the French used to run this part of the world as a colonizing power, and now they want to jump into an independent country and save the day. Here's a report.
Un coup d'arrêt a été porté.
Our adversaries have been stopped, and they suffered heavy casualties. But our mission is not over.
Notre mission n'est pas achevée. Je rappelle qu'elle consiste.
Let me repeat that this mission consists of the deployment of an African Rapid Deployment Force to allow Mali to recover its territorial integrity in compliance with the resolutions of the Security Council.
Conformément aux résolutions du Conseil de sécurité. J'avais pris la décision depuis déjà plusieurs jours.
I took the decision several days ago to free one of our agents held for more than 3.5 years in grueling conditions.
Détenu depuis plus de 3 ans et demi dans des conditions éprouvantes.
This operation could not succeed without the sacrifice of 2 of our soldiers and most likely the assassination of our hostage.
Et sans doute l'assassinat de notre otage.
That clip is courtesy of Euronews, and there's the French trying to rescue a couple of hostages, failing and losing the soldiers who got sent in the first place. Why are we following the French into Mali? We followed the French into Vietnam to protect the French, and once the French were gone, we still stayed there. After the debacle of the huge battle of Dien Bien Phu, where the French were just massacred by the Vietnamese, we decided that we would go in there and protect colonialism even after the colonizers, the French, had left Indochina. So we continue to meddle in the rest of the world. And once again, it's like that hornet's nest that we continue to hit with a big stick, and the hornets continue to sting us, so we hit harder, and the hornets continue, and we go on and on and on. And I am not the kind of person who is an isolationist. I think we should have relations with everyone in the world. But there's a difference between being an isolationist and a non-interventionist, which I am. There's some fights where we don't belong, especially those fights we don't fully understand. Let me help you understand Mali. In the north of Mali, it's mostly sand. The city of Timbuktu, which you've heard about, it's run right now by Muslim Islamists, extreme Islamists. And the south is also Islamic, but it's more moderate. And it turns out that last year, the government of Mali was toppled by the military. And so the south is run by the military. The north is run by Islamic extremists. So which side do we take, the extremists or the military? There are no good guys here. So the French are going in to support the military of Mali, because the civilian government has been deposed. So the French go in there to push the Islamists back, even though they're just in charge of sand. And why are we going in there? We're going in there, the British are going in there to help the French, and this never, ever ends. It goes on and on and on. We need to stop intervening in other people's fights, especially when there's no good guys here. There's no civilian government. There's no democracy. And we go in and choose we choose the evil dictators against the thugs, or the thugs against the evil dictators. Why? Why do we continue to do this? We need to get rid of this interventionist feeling that we've had ever since Teddy Roosevelt. Our founding fathers, George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, said, don't get involved in entangling foreign alliances. We don't need them. Be friends with everyone. Trade with everyone. But anytime there's any kind of flare-up in the world, we have to take part, and we never pay attention to the nuances of the situation. We just go in as if we know what's going on. I love getting packages from Amazon. At least a couple of times a week, something shows up on my front porch, and I kind of run to get it and pick it up and open it up and see what's there. You see, Amazon is a great way to shop because you can pick exactly what you want, exactly what price, used or new, whatever. It's the free market in action. So if you like to shop through Amazon, as I do, please go to my website, davidhouseholder.com, and do all of your Amazon shopping through that website. How do you do that? Go to the website. At the top, there's an Amazon banner. You click on there, and every time you buy something from Amazon, it sends revenue, finances, to my website so I can continue this podcast and continue to grow it so we can spread the message of life and liberty, faith and freedom. Thanks for doing that. Take care. Turns out Mali actually is a failed state. It's one of the poorest countries in the world. 50% of the people in the country are making less than $1.25 a day. Think about that. 6.4 children per woman. The average age in Mali is 15. We don't need to be there. They need to work this out. Christians in the area are persecuted. This is a mess. This is a mess with no good guys to back. And the French are talking about uniting Mali in its territorial integrity. There is no such thing as a citizen of Mali. There's all these tribes. They're running different parts of the country. And the idea that there's a nationality called Mali or Malian is absurd. So Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb, the Islamists are in charge of the north, and they're moving south and trying to take over more of the south from the military. And we decide we're going to help out. You, my friend, need to understand, and I need to understand, that we cannot continue to choose sides in unwinnable wars. We must get out of this area. There's no threat to us whatsoever. Once again, we're promising and committing American force in an area where we have absolutely no threat to us at all. The people of Timbuktu are not going to attack the United States or anywhere near them. We need to return to the vision of the founders, defend this country, be at peace with everyone, be friends with everyone, trade with everyone, and just stop trying to be the less than enlightened policemen of the world. Think about that. Talk to your friends about it. We need to bring the troops home. Well, that's all for today on Life and Liberty Radio. Thanks so much for sharing this part of your spiritual journey with me. Now, the views on this program are not necessarily those of my advertisers, sponsors, places I work, or do business with. They're purely my own, but I'm sharing them with you, so share your ideas with me. Write me on Twitter at Liberty House, LIBERTYHOUS, no E. Until next time, let's continue dreaming and working for a free and spiritually grounded society.